Hello everyone. When people think of sexability, they usually think of sex skills and techniques. But a woman's true sexability has nothing to do with her sex techniques. Sexability is the ability of Z's mind to operate Z's energy to get the body and mind in the best possible state, while sex techniques are fragmentary abilities that only comes into play during the sexual action. Putting it this way, men might think that a woman with good sex techniques would be better than a woman with sexability, but a woman with sexability will automatically have sex techniques as she maximizes her emotions to help men create passion. For a woman to build the greatest sexability, she must first have a healthy mind and body. For sexability to translate into sex skills, the body must first have good sexual function, and women's sexual function improves as their sexual sensations develop. To develop sexual sensations, you need to have a lot of information about sex. Women only take in the sexual information that is in their sexual habits, so the more sexual information they have, the more they can perceive with their sensory organs, which leads to the development of sexual sensations. In this process of accumulating sexual information and improving sexual function, direct sexual action or having sex is not important. When women accumulate information about sex in a healthy state of mind and body, they will unconditionally improve their sexual function and performance. In this state of good sexual function and sexability, it is up to the individual to decide whether or not to adopt certain sex techniques and skills in sexual actions. Especially in women, the work of Z's mind and the wounds in my mind are closely related. So, if a woman has the ability to recover from her own wounds, her sexability will be the best. This means that the work of Z's mind is active enough to repair any wound in my mind by itself. If sex techniques are added to this, the happiness felt through having sex will also increase. However, if a woman has sex only for the pleasure of sex without true sexability, the emotions that create happiness will not function, so the mind will collapse and only the body's sexual function will improve, and she may become to live for sex. If a woman has sex skills in addition to sexability, she doesn't have to seek the pleasure of sex because the pleasure of sex takes only a small part in her happiness, especially when she is with someone she loves. So instead of chasing after sex, she just has to be ready to have sex whenever she needs it to create her happiness. Women who have true sexability don't consider having sex to be important, and they don't have a strong sex drive. But they are at their best when they have sex because they are ready to have sex at any time. Men who have sex with these women can't even think about having sex with another woman. When Z psychology is in play, using Z's energy without associating it with having sex removes the desire for sex. However, when Z's energy is used for having sex, or in an other-centered way instead of a self-centered way, the healing is delayed because less energy is available to transform the wound into happiness. This is because a woman's libido works in tandem with her mind as it works to treat her wounds. So if a woman wants to have the best sex skills, she has to build sexability first. And to build sexability, she has to build the ability to turn wounds into happiness on her own. Thus, sexability and sex skills are two different things. Of course, a woman with sexability is able to maximize her zest energy through sex, which makes her much more pleased and happier than a woman who is just chasing pleasure without true sexability. On the other hand, women with no sexability and only with sex skills are likely to chase pleasure, which leads them to seek out men with sex skills. But all they end up with are men with no sexability and only with sexual dysfunction. This is often the case with people who verbally brag about their sexual prowess.